Alex came into the show, and in the 5th season, myself and Tom been in since 3 and 4, and I wasn't sure if I was going to come back because there were other things that were happening and other opportunities, and same with Tom. And we decided to do it again because we made a great camaraderie, we liked each other, and also because we loved filming in France. And it was like, oh, fuck it, we'll all go back because we all get on really, really well, and we'll film in France again, because France is awesome, it's beautiful. So,
yeah, I loved Eoin and the castle. It was kind of daunting because obviously we filmed in front of 1,000 people, well, roughly, you know, it was pretty intense. 800, sorry, prox. but yeah, it was a bit intense, but it was beautiful. Loved the French.
Yeah, and French love you too.
Okay.
Yes, Pip on something.
tu viens d'un pays, toi? Non? Tu viens d'un pays?
Do I like Paris? Sure. Yeah, it's... no, I do like Paris. I can't speak French. And some of the other boys could speak a little bit of French in the cast. Like me and Bradley could probably speak the least. And therefore we struggled in France quite a lot.
It was actually, do you remember when we were playing football? It was actually series 4, we were playing football at the back of the castle at Pierrefonds, so the football pitch there. And this team, local team, came along, and they must have been maybe 10 or 11 years old when we were playing. And they ran up to us and started babbling in really, really excitable French. And Bradley kind of stood there and went, and they got really angry because in France, obviously they dub it in French. And they started giving out to Bradley going, "You don't speak French!" And he's like, wait. I don't know what it's saying to me. And they were really, really annoyed. That's just an anecdote.
Aggressive children.
Yeah.
Is that all your questions?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, not today, tomorrow, maybe.
Maybe more. Okay, you think about them.
Yes.
You've kind of ran this Q and A for the last 45 minutes, so you're good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What you do when what does that mean when you do that gesture when Arthur hits you?
The smile. Smile when I die?
Yes.
See?
So this is a Vlahos question, okay.
Okay,
What is dead?
okay, so I smile when I meet him, when I meet Arthur in the first episode, and then I smile when I get killed, because I think it's kind of a nice bookend, like a nice start and a nice end to the character. Also, I smile because up until that point, Mordred was used as a pawn, like a chess pawn, in a sort of bigger picture. So I feel like when he dies, it's the first time he's happy for a while. Hope that answers the question.
Default.
La escena de Dolma con Colin Morgan, que también estaba Alexander ahí. A mí me gustaría saber cuánto llevó eso para rodarse por el tema de las risas, porque, en fin, Colin Morgan haciendo de Dolma, yo cuando lo vi me moría. Entonces supongo que vosotros como actores allí también.
Is this for me?
The scene with Dolman, between Dolman
Oh, the Dolma thing, yeah.
Where he had boobs in the bum and and stuff.
Was it very difficult to shoot because of the laughs?
Yeah, very good. Alice Troughton, who was the director, she told me off. We did 9 takes because I kept laughing. It's like you see him, like he's, he comes off from behind a rock. So Owen's the rock. Tom the rock. going, and I was going, and I got told off, so a long time.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you.
Hi.
Listen, please. Sorry, continue.
My question might be for Tom, but maybe you cannot answer.
Tom can go.
But it's for me.
Yes.
Yeah, there's this thing.
Shoot.
There's this thing I don't understand, and maybe you can explain it to me. And it's why do all through the series all the knights wear long sleeves, like so protected, and you're always, your person is always in short sleeves, like, that's not very safe.
Yeah.
Like, it's concerning because it's not very safe always with short sleeves. So why did that happen?
The actual reason, basically, right, I went for a costume fitting for the show, and my things had sleeves, my costume had sleeves. I tried it on. They took photos of it, sent it to the producers. I come back for the first day of shooting, my sleeves have gone. So at some point in that meeting over my costume, they went, "Yeah, I think you look better with no sleeves."
Never really explained, was it?
It was never explained. It was just.
It was one of those things that we mocked him probably more.
It was.
But it was cold.
It was most of the time.
You were out in the forest, it was raining.
Yeah.
No sleeves.
Most of the time, my arms are. It's a very cold place, Wales, a lot of the time. Most of the time, my arms are numb. I have no feeling in my arms. I did a film recently where I also was sleeveless again, and the rest of the cast, unbeknown to me, had a game where it was freezing cold where we were shooting, so again my arms were numb. They had a game where they had to go around the whole shoot and see if they could kiss my arms without me noticing. Not once did I notice. Not once.
Sorry, I don't understand that game.
I don't understand the game, but it happened.
I don't care.
That was it.
So there you go. I hope that explains it, kind of.
Even we don't.
Historical character. That's separate to Camelot and the Arthurian legends.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a loaded question for you.
That's
sort of
true.
easy, Alex.
To offer.
Well, no, because
Yes, no, I know. We can't say that.
I know, I understand.
I personally, I'd love to play Henry VIII as a character.
The wife. That's Henry VIII, right?
No. Or the wife. Yeah, that's right.
I always wanted to play Alexander the Great. I love those. Mary Renaud wrote this book about Alexander the Great. She did the same on Julius Caesar. She's a beautiful writer. And I kind of sort of liked the Oliver Stone film, but it wasn't really that great. But that's the character I love. I think Alexander the Great's a great story.
I'd like to play Richard III, but not now, later, when I'm older, but
Great.
old hunchback. But yeah, Richard III from like the Shakespeare production, but he counts as historical because he was an actual king.
Real.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we're very sorry for making you all cry.
Yeah, sorry about this.
Feel bad. We ruined a lot of
A lot of
Christmas.
Christmases, yeah.
Christmas,
Including my mother's. My mother was devastated.
Well, it's worse than finding out that Santa Claus isn't real, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
Way to go, Macken.
Any youngsters in the crowd?
That didn't know that. Next question. Hello.
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 Well, first, congratulate Tom Hopper for the great role in Black Sails. Well, the question is that in the very last scene of Merlin, we can leave it like Merlin is still like in the present. It's like if the producers wanted, they could have continue the series like in present time, and the question is like, how would you like to continue the series? How will it go?
Sorry, how do I continue
The series, like, how will you continue in present time? Like Merlin's still around, and I don't know, maybe like reincarnation. So
Basically, Merlin is David Copperfield.
He's in
Teen
modern
Merlin is
Homer
modern
Merlin.
times.
We continue to modern times. How would you do it? How would we do it?
Oh, sorry, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Be in Las Vegas, wouldn't he? You know, and basically the knights and everyone else would be his dancers.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what would modern day. Would probably be like. I think Merlin would probably be. I'd like to think we're like a football team or a rugby team or something. You know what I mean? Like Merlin would be like the water boy, and then and then Arthur would be like the quarterback or the captain of the football team or the
And Merlin would always make them win.
Merlin would do something where he moved the goalkeeper out of the way, and then we'd all be like different members of the team.
Actually, it sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's like Friday Night Lights with magic kids.
yeah. But actually, I say that. There was a cartoon which I mentioned yesterday. There's a cartoon called Arthur and the Knights of Justice, right? And the beginning of that cartoon, it starts off with this football team, this guy called Arthur who is the captain of an American football team, and then he gets taken back in time, and he becomes King Arthur, and all his knights are his fellow American football players in his team, and they become his knights.
Basically, you just
Well,
you just occurred to take this card.
I certainly thought,
You tell us all this great story. I was like, God, Tom, that's a great imagination you've got going on. And then it's actually from this cartoon.
It's from a cartoon. But I just remembered that. I thought that was a really good idea, and I thought, no, I've just stolen it.
Football, the inverse of the Knights of Justice, is that it?
Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Good cartoon, check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.